Hi, this is Jonathan, and I just wanted to take a few moments to kind of show you where we started in ministry. We're in Camden, Arkansas. My dad and mom pastored here 9 years before we went to Africa. This is where I went to elementary school and middle school. This is the house where we lived for 5 years. Mom and Dad, this is the first house, I guess, that they bought. And we lived here. A lot of things happened here. Mimi would pray and intercede so hard in the Spirit. And my sister Michelle and I would lay in bed and see shadows going down the wall. When they were going to Africa, getting ready to go, Dad went over and traveled and preached, and we were praying about the will of God. Mimi would get into such spiritual warfare, she'd begin to pray, and my sister would say, "Do you see that?" And I would holler to her room, "Hey, did you see that?" And she would pray, and you could literally see demonic activity and shadows going up and down the wall. This is bringing back a lot of memories. I haven't been back in over 25 years, and this is the house where we lived. We're going to take you on a little journey. Hope you enjoy it. We're still in Camden. Many of you have heard the story of our first miracle in our ministry. When I was 14 years old, I would get on the moped, and a lot of us have laughed about it because I was a little overweight, still am. And I would get on the moped and look like an elephant riding a tricycle. Had the big yellow bubble helmet and the red and white moped. And I would get on my suit, my Bible, and I'd go preach at the nursing home. Well, guess what? This is the nursing home right here that I'm going to take Alexander and Mimi in a few moments. This is where Mary, I tell the story, received her sight that I was preaching and invited her to church. She came to our church and came down front. We prayed for her, and God gave her sight. She had been born blind, and God gave her her sight to the glory of God. And this is just part of our history. And I just want you to know it is real. We're going to go in and maybe see some of the old saints that might still be here. But we're just kind of traveling back, looking at what the Lord has done and where we started. And this is actually where I started preaching. I guess my first real message was right here in this nursing home. This is where I'd take them in the wheelchairs and bring them in and lock the wheels. They couldn't get away, and then I'd preach. I hear somebody. Oh, looky here. Oh, my goodness.
97 older.
And that's my boy, 15.
Is that
He's
right?
Alexander.
Well.
Hey, girl. Oh.
Are y'all having church tonight?
No, ma'am.
We're going home now. We had a funeral this morning.
Wasn't that corky pistol? I never drank, never smoked.
No.
But it's almost time for a Coke.
This is where we started over 30, I guess almost 35 years ago. This is the pulpit, our first pulpit here at the nursing home. And this is the piano where I used to sing "Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus" and beat a tambourine and shout. They've changed it a lot. But this is where we started, here in the nursing home, where we saw so many miracles. But this is the old pulpit I started with when I was 14 years old. This is the church that I started my ministry when Dad was pastoring. Dad built this church, Dad and Mom and Michelle and I. We were here 9 years in Camden, and Dad built this church with a few saints, and now it's almost the same as it was 29 years ago. And we're just going to do a little walk through and they go in the sanctuary and see. Because God called me to preach here, and I would walk in here at 13 and 14. We left when I was 14. I remember walking in here on Friday and Saturday nights and just weep and cry. And so my first encounters really in visions and the things of the Spirit.